She-Hulk has been put forward for 19 Emmy Awards.
You serious?
I watched the first episode when it dropped on Disney+. It was full of feminist propaganda, identity politics, one-dimensional characters, with terrible CGI.
Jeez, what the hell, man?
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
And a lot of cringe moments.
I will get called emotional or difficult or might just literally get murdered.
19 Emmy Award nominations? How is that possible, I wondered. So I watched the rest of Season 1 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law to see for myself if they were in fact worthy of these Emmy nominations, including writing, production, directing, and outstanding comedy series.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely.
For the sake of this video, I knew I had to go back and recap Episode 1. So here we go.
What is the responsibility of those with power?
Episode 1 opens with Jennifer Walters, a lawyer preparing final comments for a court case.
More smiles.
Show them that they will be held accountable, because those with the most power have the most to answer for.
Just like in the comics, Jen breaks the fourth wall.
It's true. I am a Hulk. And I'm guessing you're not going to be able to focus on this fun lawyer show until you know all about that, so let me get you up to speed.
And a flashback shows us how she became a Hulk. As Jen travels with her cousin Bruce Banner, who can now control his Hulk transformation via a wristband he invented,
Because, I made this little device which keeps me in human form.
I knew this show was going to make its own rules. And when the topic of conversation becomes about Captain America and him possibly being a virgin, I knew the writing wasn't going to be top-notch.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin.
Bruce's blood gets mixed with Jen's open wound, who then becomes a Hulk and runs off into the forest. This new origin story differs from the original She-Hulk origin story, where Bruce saves Jen's life with a blood transfusion. When Jennifer awakens, she makes her way to a nearby bar.
No judgments, but whoever did this to you does not care about you.
Thank you, but I just need to get cleaned up. I don't need you to put makeup on me.
Yes, you do.
Appearance is very important when dealing with traumatic events, instead of calling the police if she were really assaulted as they assumed. While she waits for Bruce to come pick her up, Jen is approached by 4 annoying men, who begin speaking with her.
Yeah, where you going? So what, you too good to talk to us?
Her reaction, however, is a bit over the top, as Bruce has to wrestle her away before she kills the men with her bare hands. Jen awakens at Bruce's beach house in Mexico.
This is where I spent a blip fixing myself and integrating the Hulk Banner identities. Tony built it for me a few years ago. Tony Stark.
Bruce explains how Jen has become a Hulk now, and not just any Hulk.
I have been analyzing your blood, and the way it synthesized gamma, I was able to use it to completely heal my arm.
Oh, because I'm better than you?
Bruce tries to help Jen to control her new powers.
Well, how long is that gonna take?
About 15 years, give or take.
15
Our
years?
top priority is to control when you turn. The triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
All right, then.
Funny Bruce, what, you're just gonna kill me? Come on, what is this?
Yes, yes. Whoa, easy, girl. Easy.
Why are you talking to me like I'm a stray horse?
Jen?
Yeah?
You're the only one in there?
As far as I can tell. The first time, it was so intense I could barely remember what was happening, but now it's like, it's settled in.
Everything Jen does is better than Bruce.
Being a Hulk asks for balance.
Bruce has absolutely nothing to teach Jen about being a Hulk, because she's so much better at it than him.
So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you.
serious?
After mastering being a Hulk, with absolutely no help from Bruce, Jen goes back to her life.
Yeah, it kind of seems like I'm done here.
But she can't leave without getting into a fight with the Hulk and showing us how much stronger she is.
Enough dialectical behavioral bullshit!
For the record, I really didn't want to do this.
The episode ends with Jen at her court case. And for some reason, Titania arrives like the Kool-Aid Man.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
A fight breaks out.
I'm ready to give my closing argument now.
After the credits, this happened.
That ass did not deserve to die a virgin.
Steve Rogers is not a virgin. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
Yes, I knew it. Captain America! Fuck!
Episode 2 opens with a news broadcast of She-Hulk's battle with Titania.
This chick, pretty decent, turned into a Hulk, like a chick Hulk.
A She-Hulk?
Exactly.
And everyone loves her for it.
That name better not stick. It's so dumb. I can't even exist without being a derivative of the Hulk.
That's a pretty dumb name, too.
I did not go to law school and rack up 6 figures in student loans to become a vigilante. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason.
Could you go back to Jen? Jen, this is a serious conversation.
Oh.
Her actions at the courthouse as She-Hulk, however, leads to her termination.
No, Jen, I'm sorry. I have to let you go.
And Jen can't find a new job.
We can't hire a lawyer who's such a big distraction in court.
We're not prepared to offer you the position at this time.
Sorry, it's a no.
Until 5 minutes later when Jen gets a new job at a new firm as She-Hulk.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you, well, the She-Hulk, to be the face of it.
I made you guys a welcome basket.
Oh!
It's got some office supplies to get you started and a map to the best bathroom for pooping.
Thank you.
Her first case is Emil Blonsky, the abomination who tried to kill Bruce. We then meet Emil Blonsky, played by Tim Roth, who can now control his transformation into the abomination.
You won't be seeing much of him about.
Does that mean that you can't turn into the abomination anymore, or you won't?
No, it means that I choose not to.
Emil claims to be a victim of the government and is now fighting for his freedom.
The serum the government gave you caused your subsequent actions?
Bruce doesn't mind that Jen represents the abomination.
Actually, Blonsky wrote me a really nice letter a while back, and a really heartfelt haiku.
And then Bruce is off to outer space, while the abomination escapes prison.
After having somehow escaped from prison.
Oh! That sucks.
Episode 3 opens with Jen talking to Emil Blonsky, who returned to jail on his own after being broken out by Wong.
A sorcerer supreme of the mystic arts, and his name is...
Mr. Wong. Great entrance. Perfect timing.
I extracted him from the prison against his own wishes because I required a worthy opponent as part of my training to become Sorcerer Supreme.
You realize that you've just admitted to facilitating a prisoner escape, which is a crime.
I must depart.
Jen wins the case.
After reviewing his record, we hereby grant Mr. Blonsky's release on parole, effective immediately.
And the abomination is set free.
All right, let's do this.
The episode ends with Jen being jumped by 4 men trying to take a sample of her blood.
Thunderball, did you get it?
No. Once you turned into She-Hulk, I couldn't pierce that nasty green skin.
Then this happened after the credits.
Almost tasted that. Num 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 num, eat it up. Go play okay, 3, 2, 1. You know I'm the hottest. You ain't never gotta heat me up.
Episode 4 opens with a wannabe magician, Donnie Blaze, who opens a portal in his magic act and sends a young woman into another dimension. She then arrives at Wong's place. Jen decides to open a dating profile. And is hired by Wong to start a case against Donnie Blaze for misusing magic.
I'm having an issue with a magician.
With no dating success as Jennifer, Jen makes a dating profile as She-Hulk.
I'm not proud of this.
Okay, baby, I get shit, I get I'm feeling like $1,000,000, yeah.
Well, that's demoralizing for Jen.
And goes on a few dates.
How much can you deadlift?
A literal ton?
God, you're just so powerful. What a specimen.
Did you just call me a specimen?
As a compliment.
Donnie Blaze puts on a magic show and opens the gates of hell. Jen's date is interrupted.
Miss Walters, why aren't you answering your mobile phone? Never mind.
I finally meet a guy who's sweet and listens and is very, very hot. Not that that matters, but it does.
Donnie agrees to stop using magic,
I was wondering if you would agree to the terms of our cease and desist.
and Jen goes back to her date, where love ensues.
Who are you?
Jen. Just not in Hulk form.
That's cool. Unexpected. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
The episode ends with Titania suing Jen for the She-Hulk trademark.
Titania? She's suing me over the name She-Hulk?
She-Hulk by Titania. Thank you.
Episode 5 opens with Jen confronting Titania about trademarking her name to sell her products.
I'm so sorry, little child, but the line starts way back there.
You said you didn't like the name She-Hulk anyways.
Do admit, though, there are parts of it that I enjoy. The amazing hair, no hangover, being able to walk home at night with headphones on without being afraid.
Every woman's dream.
Jen hires a lawyer to help her with her case.
But if you're going to be my client, you need to dress like you respect yourself and not like a football player pleading no contest to a DUI.
Gets new clothes,
Do you think you could design a suit that would adapt to both of my bodies?
We're going to need a lot of fabric.
How did you come up with the name She-Hulk?
Some random guy on the news came up with it. So now whether I like it or not, I am forever She-Hulk.
and finally gets her name back.
The court finds in favor of Jennifer Walters, AKA She-Hulk.
Tinsley, does client confidentiality mean nothing to you?
The episode ends with a teaser. Episode 6 opens with Jen being invited to a friend's wedding as a bridesmaid. Even Titania shows up at the wedding.
Hey, Jen. So good to see you. I love that you never make any effort at all.
Jen meets Josh at the wedding.
Work on that for the next time I bungle another intro. We got a wedding fight!
And gets into a fight with Titania. The episode ends with Nikki discovering a website with plans to kill She-Hulk.
How do we kill She-Hulk? This is dark.
Episode 7 opens with Jen and Josh developing their relationship, where love ensues. After which, she's ghosted by Josh. Jen checks up on the Abomination and joins his support group.
Jen! You remember El Aguila and Mamble? This is Porcupine. He's a porcupine. And Saracen thinks he's a vampire.
People constantly assume that I am a matador. It's dehumanizing.
Spanish is a language, not a nationality, so.
You've never heard of Spain?
You want to take your suit off today?
I just feel safer with it on. Thank you.
Okay.
You know in high school, that friend that you have that's like, like, cooler than you are, and they get all the attention from everyone? And I can turn into that person anytime I want to. And everyone pays attention when I'm this. Would they like me if I didn't have all of this? with the same guys who like She-Hulk stick around for Jen because some of them don't. I meet this guy who actually likes Jen, and that just felt good to know that, you know? And then he ghosts me, and it sucks.
Josh has made an enemy of this entire group. Tonight, we ride! That's all.
Just maybe this Josh isn't the only guy who likes Jen Walters. Maybe there's a group of guys right here who would love to spend time with Jen right now.
So maybe you can stop using She-Hulk as a protective shield and trust us with Jen.
The episode ends on a happy note with Jen making new friends.
Felt really good, Porcupine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it smells like a fart.
Too much.
That's good. Those are good.
We also learn that Josh was hired to take Jen's blood. Episode 8 opens with Leapfrog and his defective suit, made by the same guy who's making She-Hulk's new clothes.
The Guard Frog. Guard Frog. I think it's his name.
My name is Leapfrog. I'm just acting like I'm the Guard Frog in this particular instance.
Announce yourself as the Guard Frog.
Yeah, but my name is Leapfrog.
So, your defective suit?
Right. So I was surrounded by these huge guys. Twisting toe jam! Time to rip it and rip it!
Well, this does seem to be a pretty clear case of manufacturer's defect. What is the name of the manufacturer?
Luke Jacobson. He specializes in super suits.
Oh, shit.
Do not rush me. I told you your dress will not be ready until Friday. You want to look good for your lawyer award, right?
I have been retained by a client who suffered serious injuries due to a dysfunctional suit that you sold him.
I've never made a defective suit in all my life. My work is impeccable. She-Hulk will never get another suit by Luke Jacobson ever again.
And represented by Matt Murdock.
I'm here.
AKA Daredevil.
Mr. Patilio, what kind of fuel did you use in your boosters?
Jet fuel.
That's not what my instructions said.
What?
If the plaintiff ignored the manufacturer's explicit instructions, then the defendant is absolved of all liability.
Is there any way that we could go back to you being my tailor?
Jennifer, Jenny, Jen. No.
Jen also debuts her new suit.
My car!
Her fight with Daredevil was short-lived, just like all the action in the series.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Jen!
Matt?
They team up and rescue the clothes maker from Frogman, forcing him to make a new suit.
She-Hulk smash.
Well, I suppose we're even now. You're forgiven.
So, you'll make my gala dress?
Yes, of course, I'm not a monster.
Sparks fly.
Thanks for your help.
No, you were the one who helped me. When do you head to New York?
Tomorrow.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Morning.
Time for the gala.
Now tell us, what's it like being a female lawyer?
So special and empowering. I love it.
I'd actually like to take this time to thank my parents and my friends.
Do you want to see who She-Hulk really is?
Don't do it.
The season finale, episode 9, opens with Jen in prison who was forced to wear an inhibitor preventing her from turning into She-Hulk, and is released from prison. She loses her job and moves back home.
But my gym stuff is in your room now, and I work out every day at 7 a.m.
Jen decides to take a break and heads to the Abomination's getaway, where she learns the Abomination is the leader of the group.
Emil?
Jennifer.
I vouched for you.
Jen, I'm sorry that you're upset.
Was there a real apology in there somewhere that I missed?
I remember your attractive date, Josh. You think the sex tape was the worst part. Well, I hired him to seduce you and steal your blood.
This is not gonna work, right? We're not actually doing this. This can't possibly be where this season was going. Oh, come on, Titania too? This isn't messy enough? Bruce?
Is this necessary?
Okay, what is even happening here? No, this is a mess. None of these storylines make any sense.
Jen then jumps out of the show.
All right. Marvel Assembled. That'll do.
Showing us the team of writers responsible for this mess.
What kind of stupid finale is this? The bad guy steals my blood in order to give himself superpowers. Where did you come up with that original idea? Was that from every other superhero story ever? Okay. Why don't we just do things our own way?
This is the story that Kevin wants.
And Kevin, who makes all the decisions.
It stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. I possess the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world, and it produces near-perfect products.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe is known for its big spectacles and high-stakes plot lines. I propose we don't have to do that. My life fell apart right when I was learning to be both Jen and She-Hulk. Those are my stakes, Kevin.
What is the ending you propose?
Well, can we not do Todd gets Hulk powers?
Erasing blood plot.
Oh, and Bruce swooping down from literal outer space to save the day in my story?
Recalculating. Are we done here?
Oh, would not mind seeing Daredevil again. A woman has needs.
They wrap things up with absolutely no action and completely destroy the entire plot of the series.
Well, yeah, that's what Hulks do. We smash things.
Bruce also comes back from outer space with his son, Scar.
This is my son, Scar.
What I enjoyed about She-Hulk in the comics was that she wasn't afraid to fight. But who Jen is in the comic books, in my opinion, did not transfer well in the series. When I learned that the writers of the show weren't even comic book fans, it all made sense. Critical Drinker had this to say.
Honestly, if your goal is to break the negative stereotype that women aren't funny, then this show really isn't doing your cause any favors. And of course, there's only ever one target for the jokes in She-Hulk. Almost without fail, the men in this show are portrayed as incompetent, overbearing, patronizing, dumb, cowardly, weak, insecure, and comically misogynistic.
There's a hot chick over there. I'm gonna go talk to it.
Basically just a bunch of convenient straw men for Jen to knock down with absolutely no effort. The writers seem to view men as either corrupt and arrogant egomaniacs undeserving of the success they have, or unthreatening submissive whipping boys who do exactly what they're told and know better than to question their female overlords. And I don't know, man, beneath all the smiles and the lame jokes, there's this weird undertone of spiteful bitterness and hatred to She-Hulk. But hey, it's also kind of funny once you realise you're basically seeing the writer's own personal hang-ups and insecurities projected right onto the screen in front of you. Why don't my co-workers respect me for being given a job that I didn't earn? Why do guys think it's okay to flirt with me at a bar, but also why am I still single and staring down the barrel of middle age? Why do people question my judgment even though I'm plainly terrible at my job? Why do men not like me for who I am instead of how I look, even though I desperately want to look better? Why are my family putting pressure on me to settle down when I just want to party and pretend like I'm still in my mid-20s? Why is there nothing of substance or value in my entire life outside of work and drinking? Why can't I just do and say whatever I want with absolutely no consequences?
The show lacked direction, and they didn't respect the source material. The choice of not embracing She-Hulk's action side in a superhero-themed series does an injustice to She-Hulk. She-Hulk took a lot of names and kicked a lot of ass, but that side of her is never really shown. This is the result of hiring the wrong people to make this series. 19 Emmy Award nominations? This has to be a misprint.